Hey, great morning. You know how I always use my life as an example of things going on for people on the path. I'm going to tell you about dealing with some of these covert narcissists that I've dealt with. Now, I have one that, of course, is over there, got a whole channel dedicated to putting up the most nasty, vitriolic smears they can think of from their mind of darkness, okay? So that's been going on for a number of years. Now, there was another one, okay? And so the one that's ongoing with this is goes over to the cult forum, takes I've heard they took a picture of a thing where somebody's gone over there and said, I think I'm right up there with Jesus Christ. You can watch every single video I've ever made and see that that is total fabrication. I have never said anything remotely close to it. But that's something that this person just absolutely keeps spitting out every video. And she thinks she's right up there with Jesus Christ. She says she's up there and never have ever said that, okay? So I'm putting that out here now. I have never, ever said that or intimated that ever in my life, okay? Now, the other person that ran over there and went under the name of Dab Cult, okay, runs around the YouTube and makes all these videos, you know, that they are this psychoanalyst or something, okay? And puts out all these videos downplaying people. Now, this person wanted to come, and I can read the letter. I still have the letter. They wanted to come and do an interview with me. And I said, okay, but I have one caveat, that nothing is changed in the video. Okay? If you come and you want to do, you know, you want to interview me, that you do not cut, you do not delete, you do not change it in any way, shape, or form. Okay? So they said, okay, yeah, I can do that. Okay. Well, this person sends me a letter trying to chat up and then says, you know, maybe you can fix me up with one of the ladies there because I'm dating, you know. And I told him point blank, no, the ladies here are celibates, and I'm not fixing you up. This is not a dating site, okay? So he comes, and doing the interview, found out I'm not a vegetarian. That set him off. So then starts threatening me that his sister works for PETA, and they're going to make my life hell, and this and that, okay? Was there, you know, was attracted to the ladies that were here and said, well, afterwards, you can come to the bar and listen to me sing Bésame Mucho. I said, no, nobody wants to go with you to a bar. What part of they are celibates? And we are not going to a bar. We are spiritual people. What part of that are you not getting? So this set him off, okay? So he went on the forum under the name of Dab Cult, started posting all this BS, made-up drama, the most filthy things you can think of, continue to put on there, manufacture, okay? It was so bad that even he got thrown off of there for a time. That's how bad. You have to be bad to be thrown off of there, okay? So this is, you know, what they do, these covert narcissistic types. He got his nose out of joint because the women were celibates and nobody wanted to go listen to him sing Bésame Mucho, okay? Nobody wanted to go out with him. So this started his hate campaign, okay? He's still on the net. And all his claims that he was this great psychoanalysis psychologist and he's working with thousands of people. I looked him up and he backed off quickly because I found out that not only is he not a doctor like he's proclaiming to be, but he was just teaching, he was doing hypnotherapy for smoking. And the school where he went to learn it was not an accredited school. So for all his big boasting and claims about he was this big, mucky muck, and would always sit in front of this big library of books, it was bogus, 100% bogus. Okay? So he makes all these claims, put himself up here like he's some great light, great light, got all this knowledge, And I found out very quickly he's nothing that was claiming to be. Nothing that he's claiming to be. Okay? So, again, these types, these covert narcissistic types, they will go out and project up and make up the most nasty things they can think of to try to smear you, to take you down, because you happened to say something that they didn't like. You weren't going to cater to them and their illusions and delusions, okay? So again, we run across these types in our lives, and they can do their worst, okay? But don't let them, take you down. Let them sit there and be spitting vipers, making up so much nonsense and crap and putting it out there. And okay, maybe there will be a few people that will be taken in by it, okay? But people can watch you, see you, they can see them. These are the ones that are putting the spitting cobra type stuff out there. And they can look at them, and they can look at you. And if they watch you, they will see a consistency there of continuing to put out light, continuing to work to try to aid others, continuing to go forward. And they will watch these covert narcissistic types with their spitting angry, and that's all they do. Spit, 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 spit. They don't put out anything of value, okay? They're not giving something of value to people. All they're doing is trying to spread hate, okay, and nonsense, try to get themselves put up on a pedestal some way to say they've got so much wisdom and they're spitting their hate, out, okay? But if you watch, you'll see where the consistency lies. Where is the consistency? Okay? Again, if people want to know the truth, they can watch my videos. They can look at what these, covert ones are spitting out there as lies. Don't know me from Adam, don't know my students. And yet, they always want to go out there and proclaim that they've got some, hidden things, that they're going to reveal. And all they've got are projections of ugliness inside their own mental spin in realms of darkness, okay, that they want to try to put out there as some sort of. And I read this on cult forums, so it's got to be true. Okay. And who ran this cult forum? A guy that's been convicted of kidnapping and torturing people because they belonged to something that people didn't like. Okay. because his mother was Jewish and someone wanted to try to convert her. So that started his rampage and his hate. And nobody was allowed to go on that site and actually stand up for someone, okay? They didn't allow truth to be put on that site. But if you came there and you had any kind of a smear that you wanted to put up there, they were happy to engage that, okay? They were happy to put that up there. And the uglier, the better, okay? The more vitriolic it is, the more they'd eat it up. Okay? So there's always going to be those that don't like if you're standing up for truth. Like I said, I stood up when nobody else would stand up and talked about Nityananda, what he was doing. Okay? I stood up there and told the truth about what was happening. Okay? And I got attacked on so many levels, and invariably, they would come and either try to curse you or say the most nasty, filthy, disgusting, sexualized things they could think of to say. Okay? Shows where these are supposed to be spiritual people. These are supposed to be spiritual people, and that's where they go. Every time, the most filthy, disgusting, pornographic things they can think of to say is what they put out there. Okay? So that shows you where they are at in their consciousness. Okay? So, I spoke about him, spoke about Sai Baba. Okay? Attacking the men, attacking the youth, the young men. About all his fake things, his fake apparitions and stuff he was doing, okay? Even, like I said the other day, I was talking about Punjaji, Papaji, okay? And I always have to be grateful because he connected me with my guru. He came there directly to tell him to go there. So I have, but I'm not going to turn a blind eye to what was happening, okay? 60 years old and he's with a 20-year-old girl. They had a child together. And she's out there doing satsangs, and I listened to it the other day, and it's a round robin of Advaita speak that goes nowhere, okay? They're not giving any kind of practice, any kind of thing to aid people to get to Advaita, to break through the mind. They just give a round robin of speak that goes nowhere. There's nowhere to get. There's nowhere to go. You're already that. Don't pay attention to the mind. It is whatever it's doing. Just, you're already that. There's nothing, it's just a circular round of gobbledygook that goes nowhere. Ramana actually addressed people. He didn't sit there with this Advaita speak, the Advaita police, okay? I would always get attacked on. There was another one, Sarlos. And it's in my book, Non-Duality, Wisdom from the Realm of Non-Duality, and you can see how filthy, nasty some of these people are, okay? Attack mode, okay? And how they were dealt with, okay? Being that I was one of the first people on YouTube, internet, to work with people over the net, man, I got a lot of flack for that. I still get a lot of flack for it, okay? And the person I was talking about that came to do the interview with me, you think that interview ever got posted? Of course not. Of course not. Because it made him look bad. Okay? Made him look bad. So that never got posted. Never got put up. But again, my students are not for sale. It is not a dating site. Okay? He can go to a bar and go sing and schmooze whatever People got to schmooze this guy to get him to do what he was supposed to put up in the first place. It shows whatever lack of integrity there is there, okay? Because he didn't get what he wanted, which is to go sit there adoringly listening to him sing Besame Mucho with that ugly puss of sour, looks like he's always sucking. He's got the most sour face I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, that's what they do. They get their nose out of joint because you weren't going to play their game. So he can run around the internet, and the other troll can run around the internet and do their worst from their mind of darkness and put out their threats, his threats with, my sister works for PETA and we're coming after you. Yeah, okay. Okay. PETA, I'm sorry, does not have a sterling reputation if you actually look into it. So they can do their worst. These covert narcissists that have such fragile little egos that want to try to put themselves up on a pedestal, yet they can't have any kind of, nobody can say anything to them. They'll turn off all their comments on their videos. Nobody can say anything, okay? And yet they'll scream that you took down a comment that they put on your channel when nothing of this sort is true, yet they don't allow any comments. So what does this say? What does this say? Okay? What does this say? So anyway, that's, again, if you're dealing with one of these ones, they're going to do what they're going to do. Like I said, even Ramana had somebody that made some vitriolic book about him, somebody that had their nose out of joint about something, okay? And like Ramana said, if somebody wants to believe that nonsense, they have no business to be here anyway, okay? Because truth stands as it is. Truth stands as it is. There were some other things also that Punjaji did. He sent ones like Andrew Cohen, Muji out to be ambassadors, and they proclaimed themselves as gurus, as lights, as finished. And Punjaji said, of course, they're not finished, they're not completed. Okay? And something that Punjaji did that I really am unhappy that he did, he said he had more knowledge, there was something, but none of them were worthy of it. Everyone that came to him was arrogant, and he wasn't going to give it to them. Now, that's a sad thing for him to say. But yes, it was said. Okay, you can find it. If you look, you can find where he absolutely said that. Okay, where he absolutely put down those that he had sent out. He wanted to get rid of them. He wanted to get rid of Andrew Cohen. He wanted to get rid of Muji. He said they're so arrogant, they're so this, I want to get rid of them. Okay? And then again, we see this Mira that he was having this relationship with, having a child with, is out there still trading on it, still trading on doing these satsangs. And it just is about the Advaita speak, the round robin of nothingness, just nonsense, okay? Now, if you read real Advaita like this, they'll give you somewhere to go, something to look at, something to, okay? Some depth. There's some depth. Song of the Garuda, there's some depth there, okay? It's not just this round robin of Advaita speak. There's nothing to get, there's nowhere to go, ignore it, just to be, you're already that, you're it's just, that's nothing. They're giving nothing. Okay? So anyway, I'm going to leave this here. Yeah, there are those out there that want to proclaim that they are, they've got all this secret knowledge, and it's usually the ones, they don't know you, they've never been around you. Like this one says, I wouldn't talk with her students, I wouldn't actually find out something, okay? I'm just going to project all this ugliness that I can think of to put out there because I heard something I didn't like. I heard a truth that I didn't want to hear. So I'm going to do everything I can to make her look dirty, okay, so people won't hear that truth, okay? So that's the joy of the covert narcissist. Okay. Yeah, I wish he would put that video up, okay? But one of the things that he said, and this shows the filthiness of mind, in the middle of the interview, he heard that I was taunting, oh, did you have sex with your guru? Did you have sex with him? Okay? That shows the low level of mindset that these type of people are in. Yeah, I teach a right-handed path of Tantra. It has nothing to do with sex, absolutely nothing whatsoever to do with sex. But this is immediately where their dark mind goes to. Filthy, disgusting, okay? Yeah. And because he said that I'm teaching Tantra, immediately, oh, he's going to come over here and have sex with one of the women, going to set him up, okay? And not only was he not going to go out with them, we didn't want to go sit in a bar and listen to this guy sing Bésame Mucho. Are you kidding me? Okay? My students are on a spiritual path. Okay? They're not engaging in this type of thing behind the scenes, wearing one face of spirituality here, and then behind the scenes, okay, engaging in that type of drama. And for that, this guy decided he's going to go over there and smear me in every way he can think of to do it. Because my people have integrity. Okay? Because they are actually celibates. Now, not all of them have remained celibates, and that's their choice. Okay? I don't force anyone to be a celibate. Never have. Again, it's their choice. But again, this guy is over there, he is trying to make it seem that I'm forcing people to do this and forcing people to do that. Absolutely not. If somebody comes in and they want to be a vegetarian, kind of be a vegetarian. But I'm saying, if you want to ground and you've got Kundalini and you feel like your system is frying, the best way to calm it is to have meat. 100%. I still say that. I don't cover it over. Again, there's a reason why in the Kali Mandir they sacrifice goats, meat, okay, for Kali, meat. There's a number of reasons they'd have these things done. Life is here and then it's gone so quickly, okay? So make use of your time. There are a lot of reasons why these things are done. I had another one, and this was funny. Some girl that was a devotee of Kali, and then she goes to India and she goes to Kali Mandir and she sees these goat sacrifices and she's going rampaging. I'm gonna out them. I'm gonna show the world what they are. You know, this has been going on for thousands of years. What are you gonna show? Okay? It's not something that's been hidden. It's not like she's gonna out them though. Okay. Oh my goodness. So you get people out there from the West and they have all these conditioned ideas, and you need to be vegetarian, you need to wear white, you need to do this, you need to do that, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't say this, you can't say that, you can't look this way, you can't look that way. So much nonsense and BS. And if you don't fit into their little box that they want to confine and define and put you in, then you're a fake, you're a fraud, then they're going to come after you tooth and nail because of their non-understanding, okay? So, again, all we can do is get out there and tell the truth and put out the reality, okay? There are things that people don't know about, like Nisargadatta. Not Nisargadatta, I'm sorry, Nityananda. I'm not talking about the fake and the fraud that's over there, that this woman wants to call him an interdimensional being. No, he's a fake and a fraud, okay? Let's just put it out there. Anybody that has to go and play dress up all the time and have light shows to say, look at my Shakti, and have light shows going and beating the drums every second, He uses things of ways that, these ways to hypnotize people. It's a stage act. It's something that, anyway, that's another thing. But that's why it has the beating of the drums and the loud thing, and it shocks the mind. It shocks the mind, and he's able to implant this crap. I know what he's doing. Okay. But anyway, Nityananda, people would come to him, and I met the son. His father was with Nityananda just before Nityananda passed. And what Nityananda told him was, I'm leaving the form because I don't have one honest disciple. Not one is coming to me for the right things. Okay? And he did not speak English, so when these people were coming, he had an interpreter. And the interpreter said what he would say. These people would keep coming and gimme, And he people think that the enlightened ones and stuff are always just going to speak all these sweet words. He says, tell the sister fuckers to get away from me. Tell these sister effers to leave me alone, go away. He actually said that, yeah. But this fact that, again, the guru that said that he came to him in a dream and told him to be a guru, nothing could be further from the truth, okay? What Nityananda told him was, okay, you got Kundalini awakening, go way out there and do your practice. He did not authorize him by any way, shape, or means. Okay? There are things about these ones. Also, TM, he was a secretary. Okay? He was a secretary. And if you understand the whole story of what this guy was, okay, he was not this great enlightened being, okay? And some of the things that were happening, things he gave, and just do whatever, you know, it was disgusting. Wound up having people running around with guns, poisoning food, and this is a great enlightened being. He had OCD, was worried about germs, was always, you know, this is not an enlightened being. And yet people want to put him up on a pedestal. So yes, I say things that are unflattering. There are many, many, many great ones out there, but these are not them. Okay? These are not them. Okay? And I'm not making up stuff about these people. These are documented things. Making people sign non-disclosure agreements are documented things. This is not a lie. This is not a projection that I'm saying something about them that's untrue. Okay? So anyway, I'm going to leave this here. But this is, again, dealing with these types. There are a lot of these types out there in the so-called spiritual community that want to run roughshod over people. And they want to say, again, the most vitriolic, nasty, filthy things they could say to try to take someone down because they heard something they didn't like. So I'm going to make you pay. And that's what these covert narcissistic types do. And they can do their worst. They can put out as much filth as they want. Okay? Innuendo, filth. But none of it can be validated because it's not happening. Okay? It never has happened. And they can shout it from the highest mountain, but if you go back and look, you'll not find any of what they are saying as any truth anywhere. Okay? So I'm going to leave this here. Love and light. See you online.